Okay. Is it okay?
Little bit more.
Is it okay?
Yeah, fine, sir. Hello,
Okay.
everyone. Very good afternoon. We have few people joining in. We'll just wait for a minute and then we'll start up the session. Thanks for joining.
How many? Three joined. Eh?
Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon once again. Thanks for joining the session today. My name is Ravi Budama. I'm the founder of StartupYo. StartupYo is basically a platform to help micro and small businesses to start their business successfully. We help connecting every resource that is needed to start a new business. So, in terms of technology or in terms of training or maybe related to formulation, whatever is needed to start your business, so we help in that regard. So today's this session is all about it's a series of sessions, so you some of you must have already attended previous ones. So this is about Churn and Burn series. We are in the 12th episode today. The delegation is for efficiency, so it is taken care by Mr. Nilesh Desai. He is the director of SME Analytics. SME Analytics works especially in the finance part, financial analysis for SMEs. So he's going to explain you what actually SME Analytics does, and then he will take care of this session today. So delegation for efficiency. So how important the delegation in any kind of company. Thank you, sir. It's all yours, sir, now.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nilesh Desai. I am from SME Analytics. We help SMEs to grow their operational efficiency. Eh, See, I strongly believe that from the time we nationalized our bank in 1969 till today, the assets created in MSMEs are more than 100 lakhs to 200 lakh crores. And suppose if we increase our operational efficiency for 5% year to year for next 3 years, we can easily create 3 to 4 crore low skill jobs, which is a requirement of the economy today. Before I go further, we are also helping existing entrepreneurs who have got zeal to grow from 5 crore to 50 crore in 5 years' time. That is a turnover increase. We can help them by various strategies and continuous monitoring for next 5 years. So whosoever are interested can call us or call Ravi, and so that we can move forward. And this is only expression of interest. So I request anybody who's interested, or please spread the word from 5 crore to 50 crore turnover in 5 years' time. Now, coming back to today's topic, a delegation for efficiency. See, every small MSME entrepreneur, when they start, they just look for some staff to start with, and they start delegating the responsibility, train these people, and as they grow, they will be hiring more and more people. So, more and more delegation has to be done. So let us understand that what God has given three things in material life to all human, namely money, wealth, prestige, and time. Money and wealth, prestige may be able to be regained if lost, but time is, there is no way we can regain this thing. So everybody has to use that time very judiciously and increase the efficiency of utilization of time. As an entrepreneur, you always dream to be industrialist like Ratan Tata. Are you? And would like to scale your business to its zenith. He would like his business to grow into a large business house. But it is found that in general, 80% of MSME business die before 5 years. The reasons are apart from external challenges like infrastructure, technology, finance, government policy, and competition, they are plagued with the blocked mindset challenges internal to an organization, which means the entrepreneur would like to control all activities by himself. Uh, this is the biggest problem most of the MSME entrepreneur uh, pass through. He closes his mind and he would like to interfere. He wants to keep the control in his hand, and this stops his growth considerably. This blocks the way to develop a pipeline of leadership in the organization. As you grow, you need more and more people who take a leadership in particular function area so that you can move. The entrepreneur should always concentrate on increasing profitability, sales, marketing, brand development, and new product development. These are the um, basic areas where entrepreneur should focus his time so that the growth of the entrepreneur is continuous at a higher speed and all this. Second in the line people need to be developed to ensure that entrepreneur can focus on larger goals. So any enterprise will have to decide what are its own larger goals, and then hire the people and slowly train them so that he can delegate more and spare more time. However, entrepreneurs who has been involved in day-to-day processes of the company since its inception tend to concentrate power with himself and is unwilling to delegate authority to his employees. See, this is one of the critical function which entrepreneur has got a blocked mindset challenge. The business owner of an SME spends 87% of his time in handling day to day operations or non value adding issues. This is very critical. 87% of your time is spent on handling day to day operations. So you are getting hardly 13% to concentrate on your prime focus area of new product development, marketing, brand building. These are all few functions which entrepreneur is supposed to take a lead. For developing growth oriented culture, he should learn to delegate most of the jobs which are non value add should be identified, and after careful training should be delegated. The do it yourself attitude shall be dispensed with. Everything entrepreneur wants to do it himself or poke a nose in every field of the day to day function. This should be dispensed with. Uh, so, the first he should understand that all tasks which can be delegated to be identified. The first process to start delegation is to identify the task which can be delegated. He should understand the process of assigning a project or activity to someone else by sharing the responsibility for its outcome. Delegation is a transfer of responsibility of a job to subordinate along with authority and resources so that the task can be executed well. This does not mean, please understand, this does not mean that final accountability rests with the subordinate. Entrepreneur is delegating, not abducting. This should be understood thoroughly. Ultimate, the responsibility of growth of the unit is with the entrepreneur. So he is delegating. He is not washing off his hands from the task. There are few habits most entrepreneur has which leads to the suboptimal delegation. These are the three identified things, few habits which are identified which reduces the subordinate delegation process. Perfectionist attitude. He should be ready to accept the task well completed, but not as if he could have achieved by himself. Be acknowledge and motivate the subordinate so that he or she gets trained and give a better outcome. Most of the entrepreneur, when the task is not executed well or something, I could have done better. Instead of that, motivate that subordinate to take, learn and grow. Loss of control. Many times entrepreneur feels insecure when his subordinates start doing his job himself and they improve over time. These feelings shall be closely managed by entrepreneur. Micromanaging. This is another habit which should be, micromanaging will lead to demotivation of subordinate. If you poke your nose in everything, the subordinate will be demotivated. Freedom with authority and responsibility bloom the performance. So avoid micromanaging. I don't have time to delegate. This is another problem. When delegation process start, entrepreneur may have to invest more time in training and coaching the employee by giving them necessary tools, support, and skill to do the job properly. Be prepared to invest more time in the beginning. Once they get acquainted and trained, you save your time for other tasks for better results. See, in our Indian cricket team, we have got a coach. In our football team, we have got a coach. That is the kind of skill we will have to learn. Accountability. Do not blame employee if he makes mistake. An entrepreneur is accountable for the result. He choose whom to delegate, what to delegate, and create check and balances to ensure to get the task performed to the desired quality outcome. See, accountability of the job performed is with the entrepreneur himself. He has to put proper checks and balances. And trust. Understand the cost benefit of delegation exercise. The benefits are much more than the cost of employees attrition. See, if you demotivate the people subordinates, they will leave you, and the cost of attrition is very high. The right delegation has created high performing teams and thus giving a competitive advantage to the enterprise. See, many successful entrepreneurs who are growing from small to medium, medium to large, this is the thing, they have perfected the skill of delegation. Now I am coming back to tips on effective delegation. See, these are the few tips I am giving. It is not restricted to this. These are indicative. First, decide what you would like to delegate. Choose those jobs which are routine and operational in nature, are detailed oriented, and consume a high proportion of entrepreneur's time without consequent benefit or value add to the organization. These are the tasks he should try to delegate so that he can spare his time for some jobs. Some jobs are not in the range. Everything entrepreneur cannot do. He may not have skill set for everything. So that has to be, those kind of jobs to be delegated to someone who is more competent. Also, some tasks may not suit your temperament. This should be delegated. Every human has got a temperament, and certain tasks may not suit to your temperament. That can be decided to be delegated. Decide to whom the task should be delegated. An entrepreneur should identify the desired outcome and match the capabilities of his subordinate, give him a total picture, and give him a freedom. Fresh or inexperienced people should be trained, and experienced people may take little less time to execute. That is why generally we try to take supervisors and production managers and things like that as we grow. So because more experience comes at a higher level, but inexperienced people you should spend more time to train them. Start the process of delegation. Delegating requires enough time to be spent with a person, subordinate, to explain the task and understand their viewpoint to finalize the process of execution. Just don't order it. Try to understand, explain the job to the subordinate, understand their viewpoint. They may have a better idea. So understand that and arrive at a process. Delegation is a participatory process and it is not directing, giving necessary training, tools, process, and resource to them to do their job best. Let them do a couple of runs where entrepreneur mentor them through the process, encourage them to do it themselves, and look over their shoulders without interfering on a minute to minute basis. This is the process he should add up, so that the subordinate gets trained and get confidence to execute the job as per the quality requirement of desired outcome. Finally, reduce your support and take back the seat. Once the person is relatively good at a job, leave them to do it themselves. Use the time saved for constructive strategic value add jobs for the growth of the business. Appreciate them when they do the job well and validate the trust placed in them. Don't hesitate to take the job. This is again one critical aspect. Don't hesitate to take the job back if the job is not being done in spite of the best effort, because you see many times you will be fighting against the deadlines and you may not have luxury, so that you will have to take a decision to take the back job. Not, and this is the last very critical thing, not all delegation exercise will meet the success. Learn from your delegation failure also. You should learn by why we have failed. It is not only subordinate failure. Somewhere this thing, here are this few of the symptoms indicating to sharpen the skills. No time to plan. This is one of the problem. First and foremost, planning requires the ability to decide what is important. In other words, the ability to prioritize. This is the job which entrepreneurs should do, and the delegate and create window of the time for the team to plan the direction of the action. Suppose if a particular task has been assigned to a team, then allow them to come out with their own way of executing it, and then discuss with them. You have to allocate enough time. Missing deadlines. This can be dangerous for the growth of organization. Learning to delegate properly is an easy solution. Working many nights and weekends, no time for yourself. This is another syndrome where entrepreneur passes through when he does not delegate enough. Many entrepreneurs have this symptom, and possible solution would be to delegate better so that he can get enough time for rest and other biological needs. All above symptoms involved. That is why delegation is crucially good for management. Developing willing employees. Employees cannot be expected to take responsibility for work they have not been trained to. Entrepreneur starts out early by selecting the people that can be trained to take more responsibility. This training is done by giving a small amount of responsibility to an employee or team of the employees, monitoring their progress and making corrections where necessary. Delegate duties for training. It has been shown that 75% of employees want more responsibility. The following are three delegations criteria that could be beneficial for employees' development. Delegate assignment that he or she needs to strengthen special weaknesses. Nobody is likely to have just the right mix of skills to be delegated. Assignment exactly to your liking. By selecting the proper assignment to delegate, you can help a subordinate correct weaknesses and develop compensatory skills. Delegate a variety of duties to test your employee's versatility and add interest to his or her job. Variety in a job makes it more interesting. Too many details can overburden and kill interest altogether. However, so add spice carefully. So you change rotating the a task in a team, and find out which job can be done better by he or her, himself or herself. Delegate duties that could lead directly to promotions. This is again one critical factor. If entrepreneur or if the subordinate knows if he does this job perfectly, he is likely to get promoted. Everyone perform better when they know that their performance may lead to a better thing. That is financial incentives or job positions or many things or facilities. As he learns, he grows. Now there are three stages of stage delegating. The usual method of delegating is the sink or swim method. Here is the job. Let us see how you can handle it or not. This is the question. Done this way, the odds are entrepreneur will get a sinker. A better method is to be a coach. Earlier I said cricket coach, which means they offer their expertise, new methods, continual training, support, and pep talks. Entrepreneurs should use delegation as a training function, preparing a team member to take on added responsibility. When the goals and the ways to reach them has been agreed upon, step aside and wait for the first report. It is not the end, it is the beginning to correct. Then classify people into these three categories and delegate accordingly. There are generally three kind of subordinates. Handholding. New or untried people in your organization don't want to be thrown to the walls, and you would probably be uncomfortable letting them go unsupervised on a newly delegated task for a time until you both are comfortable. Be a partner in the task, participating in the decisions, checking along the way. Do this in your best participative style, remembering that the purpose of this relationship is to train members of the group to carry the ball in their own. This is one kind of subordinate. Second kind is consulting. When you and they both feel ready, let them go off on their own. Let them feel free to come to you. However, they want help and information. Use your best coaching technique, but remain outside the project. Don't micromanage, only responding when called upon. This gives you your people the feeling of being supported without uh, uh, constricting their style. Then hands off. This is for employees who feel confident of their abilities and whom you feel you real trust to do the job right. Delegate the total project and step aside. This is your chance to get back to more creative work. Wait for the result. Keep the assignment delegated. One of the most common reasons for the delegation process to fail is entrepreneurs take the work back. This must be avoided very clearly. The team which is executing shall be given more opportunity to perform the task again. This increases the chance of success. Identify the reason why first time the team did not succeed. The reasons may be the scope of the project was not properly outlined. Discuss in detail the outline of the task and answer every question that team raises will increase the chance of success. Handle the team throughout the delegation means be available to the team as and when required to guide them for a better outcome. Try to assign the task to a capable team or a person. This needs to be done very thoroughly when you hire the person from a team. Evaluate the skill acquired over a span of time and chemistry of the team members. This is very critical function, which is a part of entrepreneur's ability to put the organization on a growth uh, path. Internally, some of the team members may not like each other, and entrepreneur's job is to identify that chemistry of not liking each other may give a poor result. So that should be avoided or that should be reconciled. Now, I will come to advantage of delegation. You want to become Ratan Tata, please listen to this carefully. Allow to concentrate on the growth of your organization. Leaves time to concentrate on profitability, brand building, new product and market development, etc. Nano would not have come. Car Nano would not have come if Ratan Tata would have been busy managing telco or Tisco and all that. When he realized the family of four going on a scooter, he felt that if a small car is performed, manufactured, which is better than a scooter and a safety standard, then that is the idea he got and developed a nano car. Allow building high performing team. One of the advantage of delegation is allow building a high performing team. Good delegation motivate employees, as most of the employees would learn to handle more responsibilities and thus reduce attrition rate, and it will leave them with high moral. Uh, this also will help to attract fresh talent as and when required. When the organization is growing, you need continuously a new talent to share more responsibility. And a good report given by your existing team will attract the talent to your organization. That allows the growth of the organization faster. Delegations allows entrepreneur to make the best use of time and help other people in the team grow and develop to reach their full potential in the organization. As you give more responsibility, they take more challenge. As 75% of the employees are ready to take more responsibility, this will allow them to bloom, grow. Key point: at the first sight, delegation can feel like more hassle than it's worth. However, by delegating effectively, you can hugely expand the amount of work that you can deliver. That is, you can increase the productivity of your own time. When you arrange the workload so that you are working on the tasks that have the highest priority for you, and other people are working on meaningful and challenging assignment, you have a recipe of success. To delegate effectively, choose the right task to be delegated, identify the right people to delegate, and to delegate in the right way. There is a lot to this, but you will achieve so much more once you are delegating effectively. Thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel now. My all earlier webinars are available on this. So if you subscribe, you will be able to get it. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. These are our social media
Okay.
coordinates, and we are available on all these. You can note down and connect with us as and when you require. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, participant. Now we can start a question answer session.
Thank you, sir. It was so informative. A lot of things. Even I learned a lot today. So, uh, everyone, thank you so much. Please post your questions if you have anything related to this topic. I think we have few questions. So, if you have any other questions, please keep posting. So, Disagar will
Yeah,
going to answer that. The first question is from Imran.
thank you. That
Uh,
YouTube channel.
uh, Sir, the first question is from Imran. Are there certain tasks that lend themselves to delegation better than others? It's little tricky.
1 minute, Ravi.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Imran. There are definitely certain tasks that lend themselves to delegation better than the others. That is the skill entrepreneur will have to keep continuously learning. This first step starts when he hires the employees. When he hires the employees, he has an idea okay, what is the kind of task he is going to get that from that employee. And once that has been discussed while hiring, then the job description, as in normal terms say, the employee becomes aware the kind of responsibility, and in first few days or few weeks of his induction. That is why in my HRM chapter I said very clearly, okay, induction is a very critical process. Don't throw your employees in a swimming pool without knowing how to swim. So allow them to learn. That will help them to understand the organization and understand their capabilities which are suitable to the organization, and with the other team members existing in the group, he can be motivated to learn and grow. So that is the process which every entrepreneur should do follow. Thank you. Questions? Ravi, you are able to listen? Ravi, any problem? तेरा phone इधर है. Net, is there any problem? Put on the questions. How many people? Hmm?
Okay, okay, sir. Problem is with him, so he has to be somewhere.
Request all participants to.
No,
My voice is going.
no. Here in YouTube it is not coming because the problem is StreamYard. I mean the platform itself.
You can put questions. Let us see.
Questions are great, so actually. Here are the questions.
Can we answer?
No, you can answer.
Manjula, Shivan Kumar. From here we should answer.
Only this. Yes.
Live viewers, comments, so please to me. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Hello,
We
everyone.
are on live.
Sorry, there is some problem. So I'll continue the answering by reading the questions. Manjula has asked how delegation will work in a MSME which is started newly. Uh, Good question, Manjula. See, as you start a new venture, you will be deciding the size of your operations depending on the machinery or the service which you are going to provide or which you are trying to target, and then you will select the necessary skill. So when you select, suppose if you are a manufacturing company, and you will have to select workers for the production and supervisor and possibly another accountant. So once you take the new person in the organization, spend some time with him on a daily basis so that he gets acquainted and take more and more responsibility. Ravi, now can we go live?
Yes, really sorry. It seems some technical issue. I joined back. I'll go ahead with the next question, sir. So I think you're
Manjula,
answering to Manjula's question.
Manjula
Yeah,
answered.
yeah, yeah, sir. I'll ask the next question, sir. This question is from Shravan. What should I never delegate?
A very good, interesting question. You cannot ask somebody to eat food for you. See, otherwise you will not get the energy. It's a lighter side, but certain task where you only know the total. See, that is where repeatedly I am saying uh, new product development, new market penetration, all that will come from you till you grow to a certain size and then take up some people in the sales or marketing or licensing with government, filing your income tax returns or other statutory requirement that entrepreneur can do better with the support of his subordinate. So certain tasks which cannot be assigned is like this, where you can add more value by delegating the some task to subordinate. What you are trying to do is put your extra time which you have saved for a better utilization for the growth of the organization. You should have a single focus to grow the organization. Say additional finance is required, additional machinery decision is to be required. All that kind of decisions with your team as a subordinate, you can help the entrepreneur enterprise to grow continuously. Thank you, Shravan.
Yeah, sir. See, I mean, if one point to be added to that, see, if we try to keep everything to our hand, it will be like become like some government banks. For everything you go, if bank manager is on leave, nothing will happen. If bank manager is not, some accountant is somebody's field officer is on leave, nothing will happen. So for everything, nothing will happen. So slowly, people will start looking at the other private banks where people are serious about it, because so always system should not depend on any individual. I mean, certain things can be done, but on a day to day, especially when customer facing, it should not depend. See, even we are individuals, we are personal, we'll have family, personal things. So we'll have emergencies. So we have to take up other things as well. So we should not think that, okay, only I should be there for everything to do it. Then if you have something in the family emergency, you go out and the entire operations will halt. So you should not never think in that way that I have to control everything. So you should be able to. I mean, people will do mistakes. We have to be. The trust is the most important
Tolerant.
factor here. So if you don't trust somebody forever, you can't run, and you will be end up at that stage only. You'll never be able to grow. So I mean, after see how effectively you're delegating. So your efforts are more important in the delegation rather than. So how effectively you are identifying and delegating, both are in your hands, and you should never think that I should hold everything, I should know, only I should know the entire trade secret. So where there is needed not to delegate, yes, there will be something, but it should not affect your, especially the day-to-day operations. Otherwise, your business is never grown. All right, then. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's just my thought. I just shared it.
No, no, it is very right. Actually, see, entrepreneur also is a human. He will need a vacation or he will leave a holiday for family bonding. So, the organizer should be strong enough in the reporting culture so that day-to-day operations keep going on. That is a need for the MSME to understand, MSME entrepreneur to understand.
True, sir.
Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, sir. The next question is from Amolya. What are some barriers to delegation?
There are many barriers, Amulya. One of the barrier is not to too much control to be centered in the entrepreneur's this thing, which is the first thing he should understand. Okay, he will not be able to achieve greater heights unless until he start delegating. Second question is how he identify the task which can be delegated. Now, say in earlier days, we have to run to the banks for deposit the check or finding out the balance. And now with this innovations in
Mobile apps.
this thing, so we don't have to run often. Still, many times we will have to run to the bank. Every job of the banking, the entrepreneur need not go. Even earlier days, paying electricity bill, telephone bill, we used to go. Even buying a railway ticket, we have to go. So that kind of things, slowly you can depend on your own, say, peon-like structure or a clerk-like structure. That will leave them more time with you to be in the office or to be with your customer. All the functions what you try has to be customer focused. That is the first priority for any entrepreneur. I hope I answered your question, Amulya.
Thank you, sir. I have other question here from Manjula. Is delegation will help in small companies like with people of 4 or 5?
Delegation
Definitely.
will work. Delegation, Manjula, delegation will work uh, in our even more than one person is there, because certain tasks it is necessary to develop that definition of the which task you will be doing, which task the other person will be doing. See, like take our family, husband and wife. There are practically certain tasks are delegated or designed by our Ramayanas and Mahabharata, that wife what kind of functions she will do, and then over a span of time, the deep understanding comes in between. So that is why it is possible to have delegation, effective delegation, in when more than one person is involved. It is a question of developing the understanding.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Manjula.
Actually, I recommend that the delegation should happen at early stage only. When you have one person, you start delegating. Because once you have 20 people or 20, 30 people, it will become more difficult to do the delegation and assigning the things. So if you have, as and when you're adding new people, you start delegating so that you will have more control on the delegation as well. So it's
And
more good to start the day one.
that will allow the older person to move to the higher job responsibility
Better
within the group.
responsibilities.
Yeah,
True, sir.
thank you.
The next question, sometimes you can't promote after utilizing employee. Okay.
See, if the unit is growing, thank you, Mr. Madhubabu. If the unit is growing, the entrepreneur should understand that he is continuously creating a both tangible as well as an intangible asset. So, when your unit is growing at much faster rate, then you may not be able to give hard cash to them, but you can give promotions, yeah, at a higher this thing, or you can give, see, now with private limited company and other startup kind of structures coming up, you can give them the ESOP option. That is at what stage you are there, or you can give a share in profit in future deal, so that entrepreneur employee, he will be happy.
Actually, sir, actually, there is a continuation to his question. In that case, how
Yeah.
to make employee happy? Yeah, I just added that. See, actually, many studies says rather salary, their work profile makes them happy, because salary hike happen only once in a year. Maybe they'll disappoint little bit for that time if something is not up to their expectations. But the remaining 364 days, whatever they do, that is more important for them to involved in the work. See, everybody may not be expecting only the monetary benefits. Some people will be okay. This is a good place for me to learn and grow. So you need to identify what people are expecting. Some people are see some people are expecting better role. You try to test them and give the opportunity and make them grow. So everybody will, you cannot make them happy with only monetary benefits. Yeah, sir, thank you, sir. There is a next question from Amulya. Uh, can you please share 3 tips to become better delegator for project management professionals?
Thank you, Amulya. See, project management and the task are generally similar in nature. Say, single task like going to railway and buying a ticket is a single task, but it creates. There are a lot of processes involved, and that is the basic role this project management people will have to understand. Divide the project into as tiny parts as possible, draw a PERT chart or CPM or use some software so that you can understand, and that will give you to clarity of thought under your team, which are the people capable of handling, which are the jobs you will have to handle, which are the jobs you will have to take the help of entrepreneur, or how often entrepreneur and your team has to sit and work so that review of the project can be done. These are all very critical aspect in project management. And as the company grows, complex structures will come out. So most of the difficulty in project is project may be somewhere at the 100, 200, 500 kilometers away, and entrepreneur or project manager sitting in office may not be able to may not be able to understand what is happening at the site. So a strong reporting system is also necessary for having a successful project management team. These are few things which has to be taken care, and it as the projects are getting successful. See, you will have to take the team into confidence. That is the job entrepreneur or project manager has to carry out by himself, and monitor very closely, but don't micromanage. Thank you, Amulya.
Thank you, sir. There is a question here from Ashwant. How to do market survey in right way? Okay, this is not very relevant to the topic today, but sir, if you can take it up quickly in a minute, please.
See, for making a market survey precisely, you will have to decide what is the kind of what is the this thing product or service which you want to do a market survey. Design a questionnaire relating to that, and then leave some people in the market with the clear task. Where you go to shopkeepers, or you go to Monda market, or you go to Abis, and then uh, train them. If necessary, once or twice you go along with them. It depends on the what is the purpose of your survey. Say you are surveying for understanding the market demand, or you are trying to understand the product acceptability, or a new product what you have
Price,
developed. Yeah,
price,
yeah.
price is
Price discovery, all that is this thing. So you have to define your reason for doing market survey, and uh, say, please understand, market survey has got its own limitations also. So you have to be careful while designing your market survey questions. I hope I answered your
so.
question, though it was not related to delegation, but it's a good question.
Thank you, sir. I have
Thank you.
another question from Imran here. How much time should a manager expect to devote to managing delegation task, especially at first?
See, as Ravi also said that when you select your first employee, the delegation process starts, and at that time, you have to give maximum time to the employee. What first and answer all his questions. Allow him to do tasks. If he makes mistake, don't get angry. Don't fire him out. Understand, again reset. This is a process, continuously it has to go, and it depends on the timeline available for executing that particular task. That is where the entrepreneur's skill of judgment comes into process. So enough time should be given. That is why many organizations, they have got morning meetings or some sort of structures where everybody in the enterprise who are at a managerial level or clerical level get opportunity to understand what is going on in the organization. If he is having enough courage, he can ask questions, and many times youngsters can throw new ideas to the management. So it should be a dialogue. It should be not a monologue. It's not a directing. Delegation is not directing. It is allowing the person to develop his own capabilities also. It's a
Yeah.
two-way function. Thank you,
Yes.
Imran.
See, delegation also may not need to happen always from entrepreneur to every individual employee. This can happen. An overview. The entrepreneur can give the direction, and the co-workers can give the further guidance how they can take it up further.
That
So
is why
it
role of
need not to be.
supervisor is very critical.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'll be jumping to the next question, sir. Shravan is asking here, how should I delegate a task? How
First,
should I
identify the
delegate?
task to be delegated, Shravan. See, if you decide, okay, all the things I am going to do, you will never be able to achieve the efficiency for which you are there. See, probably certain people have got creativity. That creativity is getting blocked if he is to function all the normal tasks like get a pencil, get a pen, get a paper, all that. So you should assign certain kind of task to somebody else. So identify the task which help you to increase your efficiency. Spend enough time to with the subordinate so that he gets trained, and once he get trained, allow him to do the task. Try to give small work, and then once he is sharp enough, his reflexes are good, then you can go next level. It's a art and science both. Delegation is art and science both. I hope I
It's
answered you. Huh?
yes, sir. It's always good that first you understand the employee, their interest, their passion. When some people, okay, I am more interested in sales. I am more interested in the marketing. So marketing also, I am very good. So you need to understand their strengths. So accordingly, you can identify the right resource and delegate it. That is also very important. Thank you,
Yes.
sir. I'll be jumping to the next question here. So, from Imran here. So, what are the three elements of delegation?
As I said in the lecture, this my speech, handholding, consulting, and leaving them free. These are the three things which should be a part of the continuous process of delegation. Handhold the employee in the beginning, then as they grow, consult and give the advice where he comes for. This is the way to grow the organization or process of delegation. Even some task he is not able to perform, and if you are not fighting against the deadline of the time, allow them to repeat. That is the best way so that they can improve. Give them enough opportunity, unless until the organization is going to be put into loss because of the time constraint or something. Make him understand after the task is done. Make him understand, okay, this is the reason I have to take over. Please learn this, spend some time with me, so that I can so that next time the similar job comes, he can be permitted to do that task. Thank you, Imran.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from. Sorry, sir. This is answered. There's another question here from Shravan. How can people judge who is the right person to delegate a task?
It's a very interesting question. So the process starts when you try to make a job description at your end. Okay, what kind of job you want to get it executed, and then try to select the employee or subordinate in the process at the same description. If there is slightly leeway, talk to discuss with the entrepreneur in the beginning, with the probable employee in the beginning, and if the compensations are right, give them some time to adjust, so that the deliverable are identified and defined. That is the way you should start. It's a big
Thank you, sir.
challenge for yeah.
Yes, sir. It's like how you grow your kids. See, they'll be eating. I know you'll be feeding them. Forever you can't feed it. So one time you give them the plate. First time they might spill out all that, and then slowly you'll teach them. Okay, this is not how you have to do this. So maybe for a week, so they'll start learning. So if you feed forever, you have to feed. So it's a simple funda how we do it in personal life. Okay, I'll be jumping to the next question, sir. There's a question from Manjula here. What we have to understand when we fail delegation things to our employees repeatedly, not the same employees.
There may be some corrections. The employer also, or the person may have to relook into his own management style, and the pressures and dilemmas he is going through, and that's a critical function. So as the subordinate becomes closer to them, they should be open up with the entrepreneur in a dialogue or a general meeting, and bring out, see, it is the growth of organization is also a growth of subordinate. It is not that the entrepreneur is going to eat away everything. Up to certain stage he can get, then he has to share with him if he has to grow the organization. See, as I rightly said, Ratan Tata, if you go to the history of Jamshedji Tata and things like that, you will be able to understand the pains and this thing. And once the structure has been created, then the organization have grown continuously and faster. So MSME, as in the this thing, 80% of the enterprise die before 5 years for the reasons which I have mentioned, and if you should not think that everybody will fail. So start with a positive note, have a open discussion, but very this thing, and while you are discussing, see that the it does not hurt the opposite party, either it is entrepreneur or subordinate. The discussion should be in such a manner that it does not hurt each other's this thing, they understand them better. As Ravi
Yes,
said,
sir.
everything in the life, like children, they want something. Uh, they express. This is a 1 year old boy or 2 year boy will not be able to speak out. So that is the kind of language mother can understand. The same thing has to be done by entrepreneur. He should not take it otherwise, and see that the he some criticisms will be there. Ultimately, entrepreneurs are not god, they are also human, so they may make mistakes, somebody has to point it out. And better than you people, who are the people where he can go. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It should be more of a, like a coaching, learning kind of thing. Rather, when we have to take the feedbacks. Feedbacks are most important. And talk to them if they do mistakes. Also, rather pointing in front of everyone, just talk to them personally and talk to them what is their problem. Understand. So listen. You need to listen when you are keep on failing. It's you. Being an entrepreneur, you should also rethink where it is going. You should listen to them why they are going wrong. If you don't listen and just try to dictate, nothing will happen.
Ravi, my Manjula's question may be probably the other way around. She is trying
Yeah.
to bring out if some people are leaving the organizations regularly, then there may be something wrong for the with the
N-
entrepreneur itself. So a
n-
review can be taken up. There is nothing
n-
wrong. Entrepreneur
No, sir.
also has to.
As I understand, the question is the delegation is failing not just to one employee, maybe for different employees also. That's what is the question. So that's what
Yeah.
I understand. Anyhow, all right, sir. That's all for today. So we have done with the questions. What is the next session? You just explain in a minute, and then we'll move forward.
Next session will be on 26th of December, next day to Christmas, and it will be for quality control. Uh, See, day before yesterday, I was in a webinar. I was the speaker for a webinar with Bharati Yuva Shakti Trust, and how can India become develop Atmanirbhar SMEs, MSMEs. So quality control is one of the critical aspects to make. And according to me, my personal experience, because I was an entrepreneur for 39 years, and I have written books also. One book I have written, so I know quality ultimately saves the cost. That the process may be little long lengthy, but it is a most attitude is required for creating a quality from day one. That is the idea. So next topic will be on quality control. And as last week also we asked, we would like to have your feedback, so that we can incorporate the topics which you will like to get the ideas or the topic which we can take up. Please suggest to Ravi or me, so that we
Yes.
can work and then come back to you, because this series of webinar may come to the end on 9th January. So Ravi has given the scrolling below, and any question is there. Once again, I will request participant to subscribe to our YouTube channel for earlier webinars. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Ravi.
so much, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
all
you so much, sir.
participants.
It was very informative and interactive session today. That's it for today, guys. Thank you all for joining here today. So we'll be connecting next week on the same time at 4 p.m. Please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channels, StartupYo and SME Analytics, both the channels. Share it to whomever it is needed. Spread the word. Thank you so much once again, all of you. See you all next week. Thank you
See
so
you
much.
next
Bye
week.
bye.